Hello and welcome to another episode of the Asian Seller Podcast. I'm your host, Meghla, and on today's episode, we are going to be talking about how you can hire an Amazon FBA virtual assistant or VA from Pakistan. And to talk about this, I have with me Raja Hamza Rasheed from eCom Managers. Hi, Raja. How are you doing?
I'm awesome, and thank you so much for having me on the show, Meghla. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks a lot for joining me over here, Raja. So we talked a couple of times on Facebook, then I was on your podcast as well, talking about sourcing from India. And then I started looking into, your profile. I was quite intrigued with what you're doing. So you're basically running an agency to help Amazon FBA sellers, in Pakistan. And also recently we've been seeing an increase in the number of virtual assistants who are coming out from Pakistan, and they're, getting trained in Amazon FBA. So I was really interested in finding out, what's really going on in Pakistan and who's doing these trainings, and how can people based in the US, Australia, UK, around the world, how can they find these VAs in Pakistan to help them with their businesses? So I think I'm pretty excited about the topic. But before we get into it, let's do some introductions. So why don't you tell our audience about yourself, your background, and how did you get into Amazon and e-commerce in the first place?
Sure thing. First of all, hi for everyone. And as you guys know, my name is Raja, and I have, when we are talking about my education, so I have a corely marketing background. So I am right now, I just completed my master's in consumer behavior and marketing from the very reputed university from the Pakistan. And when we are talking about my area of expertise and my background and my introduction, so that actually starts as like a VA in a company. So I started my career as a VA in different organizations, and then I work on the different managerial and leadership roles. Like I started as VA, then I become assistant team lead, then team lead, then project manager, and managing a lot of people under me. So after that, like I decided to start giving that particular services because I find a lot of gap, which most of the agencies or companies are not fulfilling. So that's why I came into as a freelance business, and I started giving services to different Amazon sellers via Upwork, the freelancing platform. So I'm a very senior like consultant on Upwork, and almost like more than 15,000 hours I work on Upwork. And after that, I feel that this particular Amazon business is not a cup of tea for one person. So we need to have a proper team. For example, like we need to have a best content writing, we need to have best keyword research, we need to have a best PPC person. We need, like right now, video campaigns in Amazon are tremendously working. So for that purpose, we need to have a video editor as well. So getting all that particular skills by one person is quite difficult. So that's why I stepped again, and I started that particular agency called ecommanagers.com. So we are normally, like there are the VAs who actually took a task from someone and then perform and then get back. But we are more than a normal VA. Like we are, with our name, it's clear that we are ecom managers. We stay with you from scratch till making you profitable. So this is how like we work, and we doesn't call ourselves as VA. We call ourselves managers. Like we are the manager of your Amazon account, and we help and assist you in entire journey of your Amazon. Like that actually starts from like when you are a newbie, you need to find some products, and you need to decide like how exactly the product research is working. So we are there, and if you need to look some kind of services related to the listing and its optimization, the keyword, the technical things, then definitely we are here to help and assist you in that particular part as well. And after that, like we are moving towards the strong technical things like launching and indexing the complex things. So we also provide that particular skills as well, or the services as well. And after that, we also help you in like dealing with Amazon. There are the reimbursement, category approval related services as well. So we call ourselves like A to Z Amazon account management services provider. So from scratch till after sales services, we are not going to leave without any hand holding support. So we have the financial advisors with us. We have the technical strong support team as well. We have the customer support team as well. So a one person, when a client come to us, so not only one person is going to work with that particular client. There's a group of people, like I myself own a strategic and the consultancy role. Like I myself is there, and there is a management related stuff where is a dedicated account manager is onboarded on your particular project, and there is a financial advisor as well. There are the Photoshop designer and the editor as well. So this is how like my background is, and this is how in ecom managers we are working right now.
Right. So tell me, how did you start as a VA? Like, did you get a training somewhere in Pakistan, or did you just learn by yourself by taking a course? How did you get into it?
Yeah,
And
I
when
actually
when did you start?
Yeah, it's back in I think so 2016
Okay.
when I actually started that particular uh, job in a company, and then I actually started as a VA and then work on the different positions for almost 2 years, and after that I start giving that particular services.
Okay, interesting. And we're also seeing that there are a lot of VAs from Pakistan coming into different Amazon groups and helping sellers from around the world. So, what exactly is driving this surge of VAs in Pakistan? Like, is there some sort of a training that's happening over there, or is there like a sudden realization that, hey, this is a big trend and we should you know leverage this? Like, what is driving this huge surge of interest in Amazon FBA in Pakistan?
Yeah, well, I would like to say this is a combination of both things. So there's a trend as well, and there are a lot of different organizations who are actually trying to give the trainings on becoming the Amazon VA or becoming the Amazon seller from Pakistan. So there is a combination of both things. There are the trends now in Pakistan. There are a lot of people who are actually talking about selling online, especially pandemic caused a lot of things. Like there are a lot of offline business are going to be paused or they are closed. So people think like how they are going to maintain their selves and livings. So they actually try to get into the solutions of online selling, and that's why they are actually start learning like how we can do that. And also there is a workforce behind that as well. Like there are the different organizations, for example, extreme commerce is there, enablers are there. There are the other organizations as well who are actually right now working in Pakistan and giving the trainings to the youth to be more independent able in their life, and they are actually giving the different services related to the Amazon VS.
Okay, so what kind of courses are these? I mean, are these like recorded courses or in person or live courses? Like, what kind of courses do these organizations offer, and how
Yeah,
in depth are these courses?
yeah, they are actually giving a lot of different courses. Mostly they are the recorded ones, and they actually have different training sessions as well. And when we are talking about their in depth, so I think so Amazon and e-com industry is something which we cannot learn just by reading books and
Yeah.
just by having that particular courses. We need to have a very strong in-depth on-hand experience as well. So that is the one of the most required thing in like my values. So if you doesn't work directly on Amazon accounts, if you doesn't work like how we gonna pull that particular products, if you doesn't work like how Amazon PPC is working, if you doesn't work like how the customer support is working, if you doesn't work like how indexing and ranking are changing on the daily basis, and if you doesn't work like how Amazon is actually looking the different marketplaces, and if you doesn't work like how Amazon is going to look into the future as well. So I think so there is a quite a difficult way to be successful on Amazon, especially.
Right.
And there are a lot of other platforms as well, like Walmart, eBay, New Jet, Google, Facebook as well. So there are a lot of other platforms as well. But yeah, mostly it's a combination. There's a trend as well, and there are the different organizations. There are the different companies who are actually providing the training services for the Amazon and other marketplaces.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. And so, do they provide trainings like, Amazon separate, and then there's also Shopify, Walmart? Do they have different trainings for different platforms as well, or is it mostly focused on Amazon?
Yeah, mostly they are focusing on Amazon right now. They right now Amazon is like becoming a more than $1 trillion industry right now.
Yeah.
So that's why they are like only on daily basis a new 3,500 sellers are coming on Amazon, and they want like services and they want help. So that's why the most of the people are actually are focusing on Amazon, but that actually cause another side as well. Most of the people are actually focusing on Amazon, and they are leaving the opportunity in the form of like Walmart, eBay, Facebook, Google, New Edge, Jet. They other have a like lot of opportunity in itself as well. So I think so in the coming future, like we are ecom managers, like with our name you can see that we are not just, our vision is not just providing the services to the Amazon sellers only.
Right.
We are going to target the entire ecom industry. So very soon, with the passage of time, we are going to start working as like giving services to the other like the marketplaces as well. For example, the Walmart is there, eBay is there, Jet is there, Newegg is there, Google, Facebook. We are already using Google and Facebook for the outsource and launching strategies as well. So this is how we are going to work.
Right. And so, are there people in Pakistan who are also selling themselves on Amazon FBA? Because there has to be some way around that, right? Because currently Amazon is not available in Pakistan, and also Amazon FBA is not available, as in they don't send payments directly to Pakistan. But I'm sure there are ways around that. You can easily set up a company in the US or maybe partner with somebody. I mean, there are definitely ways around that. But are there a lot of people in Pakistan who are also selling directly, or do they mostly focus on providing services?
Yeah, there are a lot of people, and the one people is right now here in this call as well, like me myself on
Yeah.
the Amazon directly as well. I have like 2 private label products in the pet supplies. I have 5 wholesale products in the market as well.
Okay.
So I'm the seller as well. Not that much big one, but yeah, I'm the seller as well. And there are a lot of other people who are actually selling their products from Amazon by using like setting the companies, or by using their uncle aunt information and creating their accounts on their names and stuff like that. But yeah, there are a lot of people who are actually right now selling on Amazon from Pakistan. In with respect to that, there are also like a lot of sellers who are actually selling in a local marketplace that is called Draz. And like I damn sure that like there are the Flipkarts in India.
Yeah.
This is some kind of that local
What's
market.
the name? What's the name?
Daraz.
Daraz. So that's
Yeah,
DARAZ.
yeah,
Okay. So that's like the local e-commerce
yeah,
platform
exactly.
in
Yeah,
Pakistan.
like Flipkart, like when Amazon enter into the Pakistan marketplace, so I damn sure that like they are going to buy that like Flipkart. They are going to buy the local marketplaces. Daraz is also supported by and in partnership with Alibaba as well, Alibaba Group.
Okay.
So yeah, they are doing very well.
Okay. So there are a lot of sellers in Pakistan who are selling on this platform. And are they, like sourcing products from Pakistan itself to sell, or also importing from China? I guess both, right?
Yeah, the answer is the combination of both.
Yeah.
Uh, we have a lot of suppliers available in the Pakistan, and like mostly in the cotton industry, leather industry. There are a lot of like I have my uncles who are actually running the factories, and they are sending the shipments to the.
Yeah.
They are totally into the leather business and leather jackets and gloves and stuff like that. So there are a lot of people who are actually sourcing from inside of the Pakistan as well, and there are a lot of people who are actually utilizing India as well. They are utilizing China as well, and try to find the high ROI products wherever the supplier is. They are going to contact. Like right now, we are become a global village.
That's right.
So there are a lot of people who are actually sourcing from India and China right now.
Yeah, I mean, talking about Pakistan as a sourcing hub for global Amazon sellers, I think that's something that people should also keep in mind when they're sourcing, because there's very high quality products being manufactured, like especially leather and I think sports equipment as well, like footballs and basketballs, those kinds of things. I know gloves, like leather gloves for sports, those are pretty good as well, and of course textiles too. So, yeah, I mean, you should definitely consider sourcing from Pakistan if you do have those kinds of products, if you're selling those kinds of products. Okay, so how do you think, what sort of tasks are Pakistan VAs typically good at? Are there specific tasks that they are better at, than others? So, for example, for Amazon, you have so many different things. You have, copywriting, listing optimization, images, PPC, and all of those different things. So, what do you think typically, and I mean, of course it's different, different people have different skills, and you can't just sort of generalize everybody, but still in general, overall, what are the tasks that should be or can be best outsourced in Pakistan?
Yeah, you already answered that particular question. It totally depends upon a person to person and his or her area of expertise, like how that guy are making, like what exactly his or her experience is and where he or her is coming from. So that totally depends upon that. But mostly, which I feel that like we are like mostly we have a marketing side mindset.
Mhm.
So we are actually I think so, like which I feel that we are quite good at on the PPC side and the marketing and advertising.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's where I see a lot of the VAs commenting in Facebook groups, on like launching strategies and PPC and how to get your product on page one. So
Yeah.
how do you think, there are of course VAs in other countries as well, like the Philippines is very popular. And I think most people have been going to the Philippines. So how do you think the overall industry and the skills in Pakistan are maybe different from the Philippines?
I don't think so. They are like quite different. There's a difference
Mhm.
between cost.
Okay.
Philippine is like quite agreed on the lower cost as compared to Pakistan and India, and same like there are the services which are quite same in Philippines, Pakistan, and USA, but there's a difference between like cost. Like maybe you will get a VA on Philippine as like $3 per hour, and maybe less as well. And on the Pakistan side, maybe you will get a VA as like $3 to $5 per hour, maybe $7 per hour. But in USA, you at least need to have like $15 to $20 per hour.
Yeah.
So it totally depends upon, and like I think so. There's a not different difference in the like skills. There's no difference between the skills. I think so. There's a difference between cost and the economy related things. So because Amazon itself inside is like start to end. So most of the people are having like all kind of skills. They claim there are a lot of people who actually claim that they have a
Yeah.
lot of expertise and skills. But we need to see that like if they really have that particular skill set or not and how much experience they have. So I think so there is a not that much difference between Philippines and Pakistan in the terms of skill set. Just I think so there is a difference between the cost.
Okay, got it. And then what is the best way of finding a VA in Pakistan? Are there, websites available, or is it just Fiverr, Upwork? Yeah.
Yeah. So I think so. If you are going to just right now, if you are going to message or give a post shot in your Facebook group or in your ID, like, hey, this is Meghla Bharatwaj and I need a VA who have that much experience, you will get a thousands and thousands of comments. That's a reality.
Yeah.
So like it totally depends upon, that's why different like Upwork and Fiverr, they are the freelancing platforms, so they actually feel that particular issue with the seller. So how you are going to find like who is the best one?
Yeah,
There are the lot of
exactly.
people who are actually going to send, hey Meghla, I think so I'm the person who are going to uh, yeah, like from this to this and stuff like that, and in 1 month just you just need to give me like $400 per month, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they are like going to see like, so how you are going to find or how you are going to evaluate like who is the best person, man. So
Exactly.
this is the one of the top best priority question and the most difficult question. So that's why different freelancing platform is actually going to like applying different kind of the filters as well. They are like initially when I came to the Upwork and I came to the Fiverr, so there are the like free bidding related stuff. So they are actually like giving a free bidding and you can apply to the maximum number of jobs and stuff like that. But they also feel that like how the employer is going to find that like who is the best person. So they are actually making the filters like buying the connects, and you need to buy the connects, and then after that you need to apply, and you can only apply on the selective jobs, and you need to have a proper certification and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So I think so buying like only a VA is not a good move in the Amazon business, and especially from the Facebook groups and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you are going to have a real person, so you need to have a group of persons. So that's why I highly recommend that like just not to buy VA services only, a one person who maybe like you are going to send invoice, and like which I face a lot of time. So I hire someone from a Facebook group, and they said like we are going to work on advanced basis and stuff like that. And I pay them, and after them they are
Disappear.
disappear. And like who I'm gonna claim? Like that particular guy is having no kind of like visibility in the form of like law and stuff like that. So how are you gonna claim them? So like if you are working with a company, if you are working with the agency, so they have the physical availability, and they have the physical presence, they have the legal presence as well. You can sue that particular organization. In my own agency, like when a client came to me, so we signed non-disclosure agreement, and I stand behind my organization. So, like, if there's an issue with your Amazon account manager, and if you have any kind, so they are the managers, they are the advisors are there. I myself are there. Like, if no one is going to reply you, I'm the first person who is going to reply you on a
Hmm.
definite thing, because I know that like what kind of issues I face, because I am the person who came from a like zero. So I know like what kind of issues Amazon sellers are facing. Like right now, if you're going to Google and like what is the best or the number one issue Amazon sellers are facing, so Google will tell you like there's a cash flow.
Hmm.
So most of the Amazon sellers are facing a cash flow issue. So I actually like came from that particular thing. So I faced that particular issue. I doesn't have the money to buy the new products because all that particular money is held by Amazon for national use.
Yeah.
So I face that particular things, and I know that like how hard they are. So that's why we have a financial team who are going to advise you like how you need to manage your budget and stuff like that. So I think so hiring a direct VA or a only VA who doesn't have a online and physical presence is in nowadays is quite dangerous thing. And the second thing is that I would highly recommend that like if you wanted to work on Amazon, hire agencies or hire freelancers through Upwork or Fiverr, but do not from Facebook groups.
Okay. I think that is really good advice. And yeah, I mean, I think agencies have their own benefits. Like sometimes you just want somebody to do maybe keyword research or just some repetitive tasks. Maybe you don't need an agency for that. You just need a VA. You have a certain task, or maybe you need somebody just to reply to emails, for example, or do customer service or something very basic that, you don't need a lot of brain power to do that. I think for those kinds of tasks, you can just hire a VA from Upwork or Fiverr. But you're right. If you want more of account management and more strategy and PPC management and all of those things, I think it makes sense to have an agency where you kind of get a team and the team manages everything for you. So yeah, I think that's really good
Yeah,
advice. Hmm.
it's totally depends upon like what kind of task you have, and the second thing is that how much the loss you are going to expect. Like for example, if you have an email marketing task, so you need to give your account access, and then there is a like security related things that are going to involve. But if
Yeah.
you just wanted to have a content writing a keyword research, so that's an Excel file and not more than that. So
Yeah.
only the one thing you are only going to put on risk is your money. And if you are going to work with a VA, like after the task completion, so I think so that's a good option. And you can, if that is particular condition, then you can hire a VA from Facebook, because there's a no kind of risk in which that particular seller is going to be involved. So I just wanted to make sure that, like, I actually came from a lot of different experiences. So I just wanted to make sure that, like, the whoever is going to listen this particular podcast, and they are mostly the sellers as well. So they are like I highly recommend them. Like, if you have a file oriented task only, then you can hire a VA from anywhere. Like,
Mm.
there's not that much important thing. But if you really wanted to have someone who actually wanted to help you from managing your stuff and managing your products and managing your account on your behalf, and the stuff like that, where you need to give the access and stuff like, then you need to took the security related things very seriously, because there are a lot of experiences, there are a lot of issues, there are a lot of stories out in the market right now. Like, most of the people actually gave access, and then their main IDs are changed and stuff like that, and they are losing their main account access and stuff like that. So that's why, just be secure and make sure that, like, you are giving your Amazon account access in right hands, the hands which actually have the physical presence, which actually have online presence, and the hands, where they are, and you can reach to them. Like, there should be not a person who may be disappeared and not going to reply you, or maybe close his account and
Yeah.
so just make sure these particular things.
Right. So, in your own agency, how do you train your staff? Because I think one concern that, even I as a seller would have, like, how can I trust somebody who is maybe not based in the market that I'm selling in? And this is not only for Pakistan, this is for Philippines, Pakistan, anywhere. Like, how do you train your people, and what sort of skills do you give to them to ensure that they are, they're able to do a good job managing accounts?
Yeah, the very first thing is that, like, I'm right now uh, in selling different marketplaces. Like, our organization is actually based on Dubai, and our operational office is in Pakistan. So
Okay.
we have, like, sales and marketing offices in Dubai. So the second thing is that, like, when we are talking about the my team and my staff, so I actually give different skills to different persons. Like, for example, we have a person who is just only expert in product research. We have a person who is just only experienced in PPC. We have a team of people who are just experienced in listing and content related stuff. So when a person is come to us, so if he needs a to Z Amazon account management related services, like where he needs a product research and stuff. So we have the different phases. First, he's going to in touch with a product research team, where like 1 2 months or 3 months are actually take, and they will help him to find a hardcore product who is having a high ROI. And then a PPC guy and after sales services and a racking guys came, and along with them, client me and that product research guy. So we, like, 4 or 5 people are going to sit together, and then we will discuss about that. Like, the product research persons, they are going to share or present the things like why they are recommending that particular product, and client will listen to stuff. And the PPC guy and the listing related guy, they will evaluate that particular product on the basis of, like, when we are going to launch that particular product, is coming on our metrics or not. Like,
Mm.
how that PPC is going to work, how the cost per click is going to be work, what will be the initial cost, how we're gonna evaluate the return on investment, the ROI reports are going to calculate, and what are the current competition in the market with respect to that particular product, and what are the future of that particular product in terms of, like, having that particular product in market with the numbers. For example, like, how many sellers are that selling that particular product right now. So one person is going to present who is at the initial stage, and then the other persons who maybe work with that particular client in the future, so they are also in the group, and they are also in the conference call, and they are going to, like, me and those person who are going to work in the future, like the PPC experts and the content writing experts, launching experts. So we all are going to evaluate that particular product on our metrics as well. Like, the product from product say that is a fine product, but is good at PPC level, is that is good at the competition level, is that is good at monopoly level as well, is that is good at launching and ranking strategies as well, is that is good on after sales services or not, is that particular product is repeatable, is that particular product is seasonal or not. So these are the lot of check marks we have right now in our organization. Like we have like 30 to 35 or maybe 40 filters from a product research should be passed. Then we are going to recommend that particular product to the client, and the entire stuff client is going to listen that, and he or she definitely have the values. Like if we are suggesting a particular product, then why we are suggesting that particular product. So he should know that like there are a lot of companies like previously on which I worked as well. So they are actually like going to tell you that like we are going to give you 4 or 5 products, but we are not be at the back of that particular product. So I think so that is a huge gap. That's why I left that particular organizations. If you're giving a product, being a consultant, being a manager, if you're giving a product or suggestion to someone who is actually your client, who is actually going to pay you for that particular services, you need to back that particular services. Like I'm going to give you these particular suggestions and these particular consultancy. So upon my experience, I think so these are the best practices. So you need to back on that. If that particular practice is going to be wrong, then you are the responsible person.
Right. I think that totally makes sense. So also all of these, in the Facebook groups, just coming back to the Facebook group, so all of the VAs commenting and giving advice in the Facebook group, do you think these are, individual VAs selling on Upwork, and Fiverr, those kind of platforms? Are these the independent ones, or are they mostly like, working with agencies and they're out there in the Facebook groups and, trying to maybe generate leads or, like get in front of the audience? Like all of us do that, right? Anybody who has a service, you go into a group and you try to answer questions and you make yourself known that, hey, I'm an expert at so and so things. So I'm just kind of trying to understand, how much can we trust these people? Are they just individuals mostly? I mean, of course, maybe there's a combination, right? I mean, some of them are individuals and some of them are maybe part of agencies. But yeah, what is your sense of how much can we trust people who we find in Facebook groups?
Sure. So the very first thing is that like how we gonna trust a normal people? That should be on the base of history, like how his or her track record is. So if you doesn't know the track record of someone, I'm not going to interest anyone. So you need to have a track record. Number first thing is that, and the second thing is that like is that particular track record is authentic or not. So these two are the most important things which I believe that we need to evaluate on the VA or individual level and on the agency level both. Like there are a lot of agencies are out in the market as well. They are like giving the fake services and stuff like that. So we need to be make sure that like what kind of experience they have. If they have the live account to show you, they are actually managing. If they have right now, they have some kind of clients who are going to set that. Like we are the real sellers and we are selling that particular brand. This is our account. This is our account information. These are the main logins we have right now. And we are giving that particular access to these particular managers and stuff like that. So they have the real data. I actually go with our experience, which is quite weird. There are the different peoples who actually came to me and they like said we wanted to work in your agency and we have experience in these. Okay, so I told them like, okay, give me your case studies. I wanted to see that like is you are workable or not, is you are worthy or not. So they are actually giving the screenshots, the previous screenshots and the case studies by changing my company name, by putting their organization or by their name, and they are like my accounts, and I'm managing them, and they are giving that same stuff by putting like I give a lot of like whenever we like in the Q4 we see a lot of sales in the terms of like clients improvements and. Like before and after we created our screenshots and we created our case study and we post that on our Facebook pages and in our Facebook group. So there are these some smart people who actually took that particular screenshots and remove our company name and put their name, and then they are going to send that over to me. They send a lot these particular screenshots to the lot of people, to the lot of agency owners. So one is me as well. So I was like, what is this?
This looks
So
familiar. This is I have seen this before. Where have I seen it? Oh, it's mine. Yeah.
yeah, so these are the things that actually happened a lot,
Mm.
and we need to make sure that, like, if we are going to trust someone, then we have that person should have a proper track record and experience as well, and the experience and track record should be worthy, and you are able to see that particular things, and what kind of commitment that particular guy is going to do with you. So there are the 2 to 3 main things which we need to have. There are a lot of people who are actually getting training from different companies right now, and they say that like we are experienced in all the things, but they actually just completed their trainings, and they
Mm.
doesn't have experience of like how that particular stuffs are working right now. They doesn't know that like how like a few days back I post a job like we need someone to become the part of our team as we are going to expand our team. So I got a lot of CVs in the form of like, hey, I'm getting these particular trainings and I'm working. So if you are already having that particular accounts, why you need an extra work? Why you wanted to
Mm.
work in an agency as a full time? If you are claiming that you are expert, so I don't think so. You need to be the part, or you need to have a full time job. So if you are an expert, if you are a real expert, the work came to you. Like you don't need to go and find the work if you have the real values. We have the different accounts right now on which we are working. We have the Prime Day sales, we have the Black Friday sales, we have the Cyber Monday sales, where we actually see a lot of jump. So we created our case studies, and we are going to post that into the different groups and into the different pages where we wanted to show that like, and if you wanted to check that like is that we that are the real case studies. So I can right now I can show you my client's account, and you can compare both screenshots, both case studies, and the real account which right now I have access.
Mm.
So this is how like we're gonna trust someone who have the real experience, who have the track record, and who have that particular skills.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. So there is a lot of skill, there's a lot of experience, expertise, but you just need to be careful with whom you work and how you find the person, and whether it's an agency or how trustworthy they are and what kind of experience they have. So I think that's really good advice. So okay, let's also talk a little bit about marketing. So you yourself are very experienced in marketing. So I think there are two things that uh, people really struggle with. One is product research, like finding what to sell. And of course, for some people, this is more of what is their passion. Maybe they want to go into a particular niche, and they're not looking for one particular product to sell. But there are people who want to look for maybe one or two products, and they don't really care which niche it is in. Maybe it could be in baby, and the other one could be in furniture. They don't really care. So, what sort of advice do you have, or what sort of strategies do you have for product research that you can share with the audience?
Sure. So the very first thing is that like there are a lot of clients who came to me like, "Hey Raja, like how are we gonna find a product and the stuff like the same question which you are asking right now." So there are some clients who actually like ask me like, "We are a beauty fan, and we are just not going to sell anything else without the beauty category."
Hmm.
Okay. So for me, or like I gave them a very clear advice, like why you wanted to come into a business. That is a
Hmm.
simple question I usually ask. So they said that like, we wanted to sell. I said like, give me a more closer answer. So they said like we need to have profits.
Yeah.
So like I totally agree with them. Like whenever you came to a business, so in a business, the one thing which is matter a lot, that is profit. So profit is the one of the most important factor in our organization. We have a blood group as well, uh, that is called CPR positive. Like I have a O positive blood group, but we have a CPR positive blood group as well. So CPR positive means that they like client and they should be in a profit, like C client, P their profit. They are only going to retain with us. So this is like for me, profit is something that is for everyone. Not Amazon just need to be win, not as an agency owner I need to be win, but the seller who is actually the person who is going to pay to everyone. Like a seller is going to seller is going to pay to the Amazon as well. Seller is going to pay my agency as well. So is the seller in profit or not? So that is the one of the biggest gap I actually find that. And if seller is not going to be in profit after my working, so I'm not going to charge a single penny from them. So there is no logic behind that particular services. I'm giving a lot of services, a lot of stuff, but at the end the salary is in negative. So I hate that. So in our organization we have a clear cut thing, which is that like our clients should be in profit. If they are not in profit, then like there's a very bad thing, and I'm the one of the most cruel and the bad boss in terms of that. Like if clients are not in profit, like I'm the most hated person in the organization. Like I'm not going to give that easily. So that is the one of the most important thing. So when we are coming to our main question that is related to the product, and the product is so the my number one priority and the number one suggestion to the all newbies who are going to listen that particular podcast is your product is having a proper profit or not. Calculations matters a lot. There are a lot of clients who are actually selling maybe 100 units a day. Is they are selling their particular products on profit? So that is the question. If you are going to sell only 10 units, but you have a $5 or $10 profit per unit, then you definitely going to make $100 a day. But if you are going to sell like 100 units a day, but you doesn't have a profit, then that doesn't mean anything to you. So the number one and the topest thing, like calculate your product before going to launch your product. So first of all, calculate your product, and after that, there are a lot of things like demand, competition, monopolies, penalty. There are a lot of other things which we are going to talk. If I'm going to start talking about product research only, it will take 2 or 3 hours right now. So the number one thing is that like we need to have a profitable product and a product which is having a high ROI, return on investment.
Right. I think that's good advice. Okay, what about I guess talking very briefly about launch strategies. Like, do you have any advice for people when they launch products on Amazon? And the first few weeks, most people say the first few weeks are sort of the honeymoon period, and that's really important to gain. It's important to have momentum in your sales and reviews in the first few weeks. So, are there any specific launch strategies that you can share with the audience, or that you advise people to have?
Sure. So the very first thing is that like there will be a lot of people who have a lot of stories and lot of concepts regarding products. Like there's a honeymoon period. Like I personally have experience to making successful those particular products who are actually dead products. Like a client came to me and he said like the client name is Sian, and he said that like, hey Raja, this is my two products, and I'm getting like a 1 to 2 sales per month. So if you are going to make these particular products saleable, then we are going to work together. So we design our contract and stuff like that, and we go with that. So right now that same seller is selling almost like 4 to 5 units a day. It's from 1 to 2 units per month to right now it's 4 to 5 units a day. So these are like his products are launched like almost like 4 to 5 months ago, and he came to me right now. So I don't believe that there is a honeymoon period and stuff like that. There are the launching and there are the relaunching strategies as well. So there is a difference between them. So when we are talking about launching only, so there are the lot of strategies. Like I have a full book of launching strategies which I actually created. So if anyone wants, I can give a book, and I'm by the way, I'm writing a book on Amazon as well, so I can give that particular book, and you can read the stuff from there, and you can apply all these particular strategies, and at the end you are not going to get anything. Why? Because your product is different, and for that particular product you need to have a combination of a proper customized strategy. So you are not going to, like, if something is working on others account or with others product or with others market or with others category, that doesn't mean that like the same strategy is going to work with your category or with your product or with your market. So for first of all, you need to have a proper launching strategy, a customized one. Like, first find your product, and then I suggest that know your product. Like, there are a lot of sellers who actually find a lot of products, but they doesn't know like what they are selling. So we need to have a competitive strategic marketing, and we need to have a proper competitor analysis as well, like what our competition is doing, what we are doing, what is the difference, and how we can gain strategic advantage on them, and what is the difference, or what are the values we are providing. I, in the product research, like I gave a lot of clients to answer, like, do not sell a product, sell a solution to a problem. So if your product is a solution to a particular problem, then you don't need any kind of stuff like that, like you need to selling a stuff, these kind of things. But again, back to the launching related stuff. So there are the lot of launching strategies. Like, some people suggest to go with only aggressively with the PPC. Some are actually going to give with the chatbots. They are the influencer marketing, click funnels, Facebook ads, Google ads as well. So there are a lot of different ways to launch your product. So it totally depends upon like how we're going to launch our product, what is our product, in which market we are going to launch our product. Like, there's a difference between USA and UK. USA have a 65% staggering share of entire Amazon sales, while on the UK there's a 6% only. So we need to evaluate these kind of the stuff, and on what time we are going to launch our product. Maybe we are going to launch a product in January, that is successful, but the same product with same launching strategy, with the same effort, with same resource, we are going to launch that particular product in December, and that is not going to work. So there's a difference between quarter 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's a difference between consumer behavior, traffic, and stuff like that. So you need to have a very clear, customized, and proper launching and ranking strategy to launch your product or to make successful.
Okay, I think that's great advice. So also, I just wanted to ask you, about women in Pakistan, and how, I mean, are women also interested in e-commerce and, somehow getting involved in this business? Because, I mean, I'm a woman, of course, myself, and I try to encourage other women to get into this business, because I feel that, as women, sometimes we want to take care of our families and we want to stay home. And this business does allow you to do that. You can work from home. You have flexibility to, work whenever you want to. You don't have to go to an office. You're not stuck 9 to 5. So, for me personally, I have a son, and I take care of the house as well. So it's sort of, the flexibility that this business gives is really good for women who do want to take care of their families as well. So are you yourself employing women, or in general, are women in Pakistan also interested in e-commerce and in, related tasks or businesses?
Yeah, the very first thing is that say hi to your son from my side, and
Thanks.
the second thing is that I see a lot of images, the pics of your side, and
Yeah.
you are taking selfies with your son. That's really awesome. The first part of your question is that is I employ women's in my organization? Yes, definitely. I have 7 employees who are working virtually right now with me, and they are all are like superwomen, and they are working with me, and they making my organization more profitable, and they are satisfying our clients in the terms of like giving their best customer support. I strongly believe that like women are the real take care of your business. Like, men's usually they doesn't take care, they doesn't have that particular in sync there in self, but women's they actually are very strategized, very organized, and they actually like in a home, if you have a super mom, then that is actually shown in your home's interior. And
Right.
in your office, if you have the superwoman, then that is shown in your office culture. So I'm blessed with 7 employees, like who are women, and they are working tremendously in the organization, and they are working with us from last like a couple of years now, and they are actually helping me a lot in the different terms, the like developing SOPs, developing the different standards, developing the culture, like how we're gonna work, and stuff like that. Now the second part of question is that what is the ratio of women, and like how women are working from Pakistan. So I personally knows a lot of women who are highly dedicated, even they are selling their jewelry to start their businesses. So I know a lot of women, and they are doing amazing work, and I highly recommend them to come, especially women from Pakistan or all over the world, like join the e-commerce industry. And if you guys have any kind of issue, like came to me, I would love to help you out. And this is how you're gonna manage the both stuff. Like you are going to manage your home, and definitely it will be a player if you are going to manage our client's account as well. So we need that particular managers, and I highly recommend that like women should be came into this particular industry. And I see that there is a lot of trend in Pakistan and overall the world as well. There's a lot of women who are actually coming into the e-commerce industry. I met a lot of super moms, like the number one is in the video, and who is you, and I uh, interviewed Ashley, who is also a super
Mm,
mom from
yeah.
USA. I Yesterday I just have a shooting with another super woman, a real marketing genius brand as well. So that episode is going to be out soon. So like I love to speak with them because I highly recommend them, and also I highly blessed with them. Like women are actually giving a lot of different angles, like which being a man I can't see that. Like we are shifting into another office, like we are buying a big space right now. So I asked my all female staff, like, guys, can you please help me to design my office? So they are like going to put their heart and soul in that, and they are helping me to design it. So they have the real souls, they have the real values in itself, and they are just not going to work with you only the basis of like salaries and pay. They have worked with you from the pure soul, with pure heart, and I highly recommend that, and I highly appreciate that, and I salute women for that.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, if you do know any, successful women entrepreneurs or Amazon sellers in Pakistan or e-commerce sellers in general, then I would love to have an introduction and I'd love to interview them on the podcast.
Sure,
Cool.
definitely.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Raja, for this wonderful conversation. I think it's very eye opening and very encouraging to see that there's so much skill and so much expertise, and global Amazon sellers have, a place to go to that is relatively competitively priced, and good marketing skills. So it's really encouraging to see that. So what is the best way for people to contact you? Do you have a Facebook group or email address or website? What is the best way for people to learn more about your company and also contact you?
Yeah, we have the Facebook group as well, that is called Amazon Sellers World Tactics, Strategies, and Tricks. And we also have a Facebook page with the name of ecommanagers.com. You can directly contact from there.
Okay.
Uh, and we also have a website as well, that is called ecommanagers.com. And you're going to put the link into the description,
Yeah.
so people can contact. And I also personally give my Skype or WhatsApp or email address. My personal email address is hamzaraja596 hamzaraja 596 and my official or the professional email address is ceo@ecommanagers.com. And my WhatsApp number is +923328547961. So you can contact me straight away, and that's not a big deal. And you can come to us to learn more, to talk with us, we are definitely going to consult you, and we are definitely going to help you to manage your account and stuff like that.
Awesome. Yeah. And I'll put all of the links and the WhatsApp number and everything in the show notes. So, guys, you can go to theasianseller.com, and on the homepage itself, you'll be able to see this podcast. So, click into the page and then you can take a look at the links over there. Okay. Thank you so much, Raja, for your time today. It was wonderful talking to you, and I will see you around.
Yeah, and thank you so much for having me. All the people who are going to listen this, please subscribe Meghla's Facebook page, and like the also come to the supplier sourcing trip. I think so. The Asian sourcing trip or the
India
supplier
sourcing trip.
India sourcing trip. Soon, if Meghla is going to invite me, then definitely I will be also the part of that particular show as well.
Definitely.
And
Yeah.
subscribe that, and I highly recommend them, and I highly recommend Meghla, and I would like to give you a guarantee that, like, if you wanted to have a new unique handmade products, then Meghla is the only and the number one person who is going to be like give you that particular access.
Oh,
Highly
thank you
recommend.
so much. That was awesome. Thank you so much for that, Raja. Okay, I'll see you around. Take care. Bye bye.